People function better when they're high.
Hi, everyone. So I am going to go through The Real Girlfriends in Paris, Season 1, Episode 4, A Frites Accident. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. The episode description is Casey's issues with her visa continue. The girls try to find love, or at least a hookup, at a lively speed dating night. Victoria's frustration with Yoanne escalates and their friendship is tested. I'm going to talk about Victoria and Yoanne. So when we all saw this coming, right? According to the previews, which I try not to watch, but it's very hard not to see them. We all saw that Yoanne was going to get a drink splash in his face. And I'll tell you that from the previews, I mean, to see that is very shocking and alarming. And I was nervous. I didn't know who did that to him, but like, obviously we're 4 episodes in and now we know that it's Victoria. So we knew that Victoria was going to throw the drink, and leading up to this, we've seen Yoanne's behavior. Yoanne was referred to Chloe Collette by Victoria, who has worked her ass off in the States, in Texas, where she's from, worked in LA, splits her time between Paris and LA. And Yoanne was there with her from the beginning when she moved to Paris, I think from the beginning, but they were friends he was there for her when she went through her divorce with her husband, where her husband cheated on her with someone from one of her classes. So Yoanne and her, like, it seems like they have a pretty close friendship. But then we see in the first 3 episodes that Yoanne was brought into Chloe Collette as the social media manager or something like that. And his behavior has been unprofessional. He's been showing up late or not at all. He hasn't been submitting, content calendars or anything, that's pretty standard for his role. And on top of that, he's also poached Victoria's friends and connections for additional work. He's hustling on the side. And whereas I don't know where the lines are exactly, but it seems like something he should definitely talk to her about at some point if they're that close, right? Like, it almost seems like the way she found out, it makes it seem like Yoanne was hiding this from her and being shady. So I kind of understand where Victoria is coming from. And I'm not trying to be biased, even though I am, because I love Victoria. And I think every gender has a crush on her. Like, she's amazing. Anyway, so I'm gonna watch this scene. This is the scene where Victoria and Yoanne, they go to meet because Victoria openly said, like, this is messed up, but he's my friend and I don't want to ruin our friendship, but he's being unprofessional, and she doesn't want, her reputation or her career to be impacted, which is ironic considering what happens, but
come
you. I'm gonna play this. We'll walk through it.
I'm not enough for our friendship or our relationship.
Oh,
and
by the way, she also prepared in advance and wrote things down, and she's starting to cry even just bringing up this conversation.
Sometimes I'm just feeling hurt by you, and
okay, same.
But I know it's not intentional.
She said, I feel like you belittle me.
Posting things /shade on your story to your 200,000 followers about me. Whenever you get upset.
What did he
I
do?
don't know what you're talking about.
Whenever you get upset.
Pull up my phone.
Actually, I would like that.
Oh, he asked for receipts. He asked for receipts for him posting bad things about Victoria on his stories where he has over 200,000 followers. Oh, he's got a stink attitude.
I'm not trying to attack you.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to attack you.
At this point, I'm just gonna read it.
Just read it.
So one,
What?
I know you reached out to Margot, not as a friend, but looking for other work when you already weren't fulfilling your duties for Chloe
Didn't
Collette.
you tell me that
but
she needed a
he-
stylist? Didn't you tell me?
That she needed a stylist. Yeah.
And what am I? What am I? What am I?
Yeah, but right now you
That's a
have
point.
another job.
Okay, and
You're not getting all of your work done. You are late. Any other social media manager we've had, they have sent a content calendar every week. For over 4 weeks, you haven't done it. B,
I did.
Jenny said you did not.
Well, no, she took me behind my back.
No one's talking. There are issues professionally in the company
Yeah.
that need to be addressed. You walk into the Chloe Collect office as if everyone is below you.
What the?
Example, the other day when we had this photo shoot with the ballerinas that we casted ballerinas for. Julie, she coordinates the runway for all of the Dior shows. When
Okay.
you don't,
You can tell in Victoria's face how it's almost like how dare you how to look, like that is how she's looking at him. Like this woman organizes all the Christian Dior fashion shows and you don't even say hi. Like that's the vibe I'm getting.
don't say hello when you walk in.
I was late.
I was late.
My code.
It doesn't matter. Guess what? Guess what?
What
Guess
the?
what?
Hi. I didn't
Go in. My whole point is that you come off too rude. You come off rude.
Girl.
Everyone in the office is talking about this. Yoanne, he's such a diva. He won't listen to a word that we say.
Okay, Victoria.
Second point.
You know what,
So the
Victoria?
next thing.
Calm down.
No.
Calm down.
Say,
No.
but
And
I'm
Okay. So you can tell when she's it's very interesting to watch this. And this is not to be like shady towards Victoria or Yoanne. I am like fascinated by like the levels you can see when she starts to escalate, like her emotions start to get the best of her, which it's not okay, but it's also human. And I get where she's coming from, and he's being very dismissive and rude and like, yeah, this is scary. So he says, are you gonna jump me like you jump some people? Okay.
You jump some people? Calm down.
Look, calm down. Boom.
Come.
you. Don't you?
Okay. It's shocking enough, right? Mostly because he's wearing fur. Like it feels different to throw a drink. I mean, I'm only imagining. I've never thrown a drink on someone, I don't think, but I'm only imagining if somebody is standing there, I'm about to throw liquid on them. Like, if they're wearing fur, that's like the worst thing. Like, my fur. Not saying, I don't know if it's real or not. Like, that's another conversation. But just like the fact that fur is like, to get fur wet, what could be worse than that? Silk? Silk is pretty bad. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna get distracted. So Victoria throws the drink at Yoanne, and he's just like, oh, and she gets up and yells, don't you ever. And then she double downs and comes back for more, and she grabs the French fries and dumps it on his head. And then she throws the plate down and it breaks. So she threw a drink, a sugary drink, and French fries with ketchup.
He's referring to an isolated incident that happened with my ex-husband.
Okay, so I'll explain so I don't have to play it all. So when he said, are you going to jump me like you jump some people? I would say that was a low blow move, because imagine Victoria and Yoanne are friends, and he was there with her as a friend when she was going through this very difficult time in her life that I'm sure is still an open wound. And he's getting defensive when she was trying to be a good friend. I don't think she was coming off rude or condescending, or I really don't think she did anything wrong up until he pushed her emotionally to the point where he knew he could trigger her the most, which I think is a tactic that people do when they know they don't have anything. Like, clearly he was unprofessional, and the things that she was saying, she had receipts, and he's like, yeah, let me see them, which we didn't see the receipts, but I feel like I believe her. Like, why would she just do this? And if she did, that would be like really crazy, but I don't want to believe that someone would do something like that. Like, I feel like she was being genuine about wanting to remain friends but still get over this conflict that they have. But anyways, by him saying that, so I can only imagine, she's in a foreign country and she's relying on her friends a lot during this really bad time where her husband cheated on her with a girl in her class. So that's like layers of psychology right there we could dig into. But for the sake of this, apparently Victoria confronted her husband about it, and he was lying to her face about it, which I kind of get that. Like, don't lie to my face. This is where, you got to think about your values and what kind of character you want to be, like, or have. Do you want to be known as somebody who is a liar? Do you want to have integrity and own up to, and I know people don't want to own up to things that they do wrong because then they're admitting that they're flawed, but we as a whole need to get over this concept of being perfect. And what we see in this scene is an example of somebody doing something wrong. Victoria threw a drink and put the french fry, dumped the french fries on his head, broke the plate. She then proceeded to yell at customers, which also was, I kind of loved it because I love unhinged moments. But this is where I'm like, I'm not going to judge Victoria for that moment in time. What she did was wrong. However, he went below the belt and he used a vulnerable part of her as a way to trigger her. And I almost feel like he had it coming. I mean, she didn't, I don't know, is throwing a drink assault? I try to go by the law, like as a default, like don't assault people. But is it assault to throw a drink and french fries? I wonder what Judge Judy would think.
What do you want, if you mind?
I want to know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments.